Hello and good evening everyone who's watching this video tonight, and thank you very much in advance for clicking on this video. I'm very grateful for everyone who decides to watch my videos for whatever reason. Anyway, I've just got a couple of brief, well hopefully brief, stories about some famous, a couple of, well, say 3 famous people that I've met. I haven't met many anyway, but the first one, I don't know if any of you have heard of the first one that I met, and that is somebody by the name of Danny Laru. He was quite famous in the UK a long time ago, mainly for dressing up as a woman. I suppose he was like a singer stroke comedian type. I don't know what his exact description was, like what sort of category he came under, but he was quite famous and he was on television a lot back in the day. Anyway, I used to work at the Sunderland Empire Theatre, which is of course in Sunderland, and I was a projectionist at there was a cinema built into the side of the building there, and sometimes I used to go through to the theatre bit where they had the shows on, and actually, I seen a few famous people while I was there, but I didn't meet all of them, didn't speak to them or anything. And I saw Norman Wisdom as he was performing on stage. I saw that briefly though. I was passing down the side of the, like the aisle down the side of where the show was going on. They had like curtains across down the side, so you couldn't really see through properly. But I had a peep through the curtains. And I saw Norman Wisdom dressed up in his famous outfit where he has the like a tight fitting suit with a cap on similar to this, and he was like jumping around on the stage and stuff and falling over and things. So I saw that much. I saw him, and he's sadly passed away since then. And I like most of his films actually. He did a lot of good comedy movies, mainly in black and white. I know he did one called I think it was called The Square Peg. I may be wrong. I think that's the title, where he played a milkman, and that one was in colour. That was a good one. But anyway, I also saw Rory Bremner. If you don't know who he is, he's quite a famous impressionist, like stroke impersonator, comedian type. He did like impersonations of famous like actors and politicians and celebrities and stuff. And he had like a sketch show on Channel 4 over here in the UK. I think it was Channel 4. I saw him rehearsing on the stage. He was doing Barry Norman at the time. Not doing Barry Norman, impersonating Barry Norman. Sitting in the chair pretending to review films and stuff. And I saw another person similar to him. He was called Phil Cool. He was another impersonator. He had like he was famous for having like a rubbery type face, because he could put his face in all sorts of different face like positions and expressions, and make his face sort of contort to look like certain famous people and stuff, and turn into like a monster with the lighting effects on them and stuff. I saw him rehearsing on the stage when I was there. I watched him rehearsing for a bit, and he was doing the bit where he's like sort of, I think he was like changing into a creature or something, doing the weird face, ugly face expressions and stuff. So I saw him. I also saw David Essex. David Essex is I think he's still an actor, and he was a famous singer as well. Because he was in it. He made a movie called Silver Dream Machine, I remember, about a motorbike rider, sort of in races and stuff. I think I never really seen the film. I seen bits of it, but I saw him rehearsing on stage. And he saw me. I was standing up on the the balcony, watching him rehearse, and he was staring at us for a bit. Well, I don't know why. He's probably thinking, "Who the hell's that up there looking at me, watching me rehearse and stuff?" And he was singing some. He just finished singing a song, and I don't know why, but he suddenly grabbed his crotch, like similar to like how Michael Jackson would do it, type of thing. So I always remember that, and he was kind of staring at me at the time, so that was a bit, I don't know what was going on there, but that's what happened anyway. And what was I going to say? Yes, I met, sorry I got off the track there. what happened was when I met Danny Laru, my boss, the manager of the cinema in the Sunderland Empire Theatre, he was called Brett Childs, or Childs, I'm not sure if it was Childs or Childs, I think it was Childs with a D. He asked me if I would like to take a bunch of flowers up to Danny Laru's dressing room. I says, what, me? He says, yeah, just take them up. I says, alright then. I says, well, you showed us like the directions, where to go up the stairs and that, and which door and stuff. So I went up the stairs, found his door, knocked on the door, opened the door. There was nobody in the room. He wasn't in his dressing room. So I just put them down on the table, and then I went downstairs looking for him, and I asked a few people, and they says, "Oh, he's at the stage door area." So I went in there. I was going to tell him the flowers. I took some flowers up to your dressing room, and he was like, he was in there. He didn't actually speak to us because he was busy. He was actually on the telephone. It was like a telephone on the wall type thing, you know, like the payphone type ones. I don't think it was a payphone, might have been. And he was on that, and he had shaving cream all over his face, and he had no top on. He was completely like bare chested and stuff. So I never forget that scene in a hurry. And also, I also met Tony Hadley briefly, from the singer from Spandau Ballet. As I'm sure many of you, or most of you, actually know who he is. I met him briefly. It was through a wire fence. I mean, I could see him perfectly. It was just like one of these, you know, the wire fence things with the diamond shapes. He had just been performing at South Shields live on stage at the summer. They had these like free concerts during the summer, and he'd just been singing on there, and we'd just been watching him. So we went round to the back just before he zoomed off, and I was hoping to get his autograph or something. But I says to him, Tony, is it okay if I take your photo? Some photos of you? And he goes, yeah, sure, no problem. So I started clicking away, taking some photos of him through the fence, zoomed in on his face and everything. And then the worst thing ever happened after that. I went down to the beach. I was with this other guy, my friend, and I was flicking through the photos I just took on the camera. It was like a digital well, not an SLR, but similar. It wasn't a phone camera or anything. It was a proper camera, you know. And it was quite sunny at the time, and I was looking at. I could hardly see the screen. Probably it was like really sunny. You have a job seeing the LCD screen when it's really sunny. And I accidentally, what I did was I hit the wrong button when I was flicking through the photos, and it deleted all of them. So I lost all of my photos that I'd just taken of Tony Hadley, and I'd never be able to get them probably ever again. So I was really like annoyed about that, you know. Anyway, that was that occasion. And I also met David Soul, and in case some of you younger viewers don't know who he is, he's probably most famous for either being a singer or appearing in Starsky and Hutch, the original TV series with Paul Michael Glaser in the 70s, sort of mid-70s time, I would say. And he's also famous for appearing in the Clint Eastwood movie, the Dirty Harry film Magnum Force, where he played one of the three bad motorcycle cops in that movie. And he had several key scenes with Clint Eastwood in the film. But when I met him in Nottingham. He'd just been on stage. We'd just been watching him in a show called Death Trap, which was also a movie. It was originally a play to start with in the first place, but then they made it into a movie with Michael Caine and Christopher Reeve. And if you, well, I presume you all know who Christopher Reeve was. He was most famous for playing Superman in the late 70s movies, and he did 4 Superman films. But anyway, he was in Death Trap with Michael Caine, and so David Soul was doing the stage version again in Nottingham. So I went to see it with my girlfriend at the time, and we already had this plan in place. We were going to rush round to the stage door straight after the show finished, the play finished. And that's what we did do. We dashed straight round to the stage door, got there, and waited for David Soul to come out, and he did, with some other people. But then he got stopped by all of us wanting his autograph and everything. This was at night time, obviously. And when it was my turn to talk to him, well, I missed a bit out actually. I asked my girlfriend. She had my camcorder, which was a Sony 8mm camcorder, high 8. And I asked her, as soon as he comes out, start recording him. She wasn't like really close. She was like backed off a bit, with it zoomed in a bit. And she started recording anyway. And I was talking to David Soul, and I says to David Soul, I says, my favourite thing that you ever did was Salem's Lot, with, the Stephen King miniseries. And he goes, oh, really? And he didn't really seem that interested, because he was more interested in talking about the play that he's just been in. Because a lot of people are saying, I told him your performance was excellent in the play Death Trap. And he says, thanks very much. And I shook his hand and everything. And I got his autograph. And then what happened was, everybody else who was getting autographs off him and talking to him and everything, I remember one person says it was you that got us into driving and stuff because of the car in Starsky Hutch, the way they used to, do fly around the streets, skidding around corners, leaving tire marks behind and everything. Somebody said, that influenced them to get a car and start driving and stuff. I remember that. And then he had somebody's pen, and he didn't know whose pen it was. And I think I said it was mine. I think that's what happened was. What happened? And then what happened after that was everybody left, and it was just me, David Soul, and my girlfriend still there. Because we hung around as long as possible, because I'm like a huge fan of David Soul. I liked his music. He had hits with Don't Give Up On Us, Baby, and Silver Lady, and a few others, I think. I've got like a few. Well, I had some of his albums on LP. I don't have them now, but I've got I just bought a CD not long ago with all these main songs on and stuff. But anyway, we were still there on the street. This is in Nottingham. And I says to David Soul, he was like walking forwards, and then he stops and he's like, as if he was trying to think, well, where am I supposed to be or something? I says to him, where do you want to be, David? And he turns to us and he goes, well, I'm fucked if I know. And then he turned around and went back in the stage door. But I've missed a vital part of this story out. While my girlfriend was recording him on the camera, he suddenly turned and stared directly at my girlfriend into the lens of the camera, and he says, look, you've been doing this for how long or whatever. He says, can you turn that off? It's making this really uncomfortable. So my girlfriend switched the camera off, stopped recording. And I says to him, oh, look, that's my fault. I asked her to do that, record you, because I'm a big fan and everything. And he wasn't too happy, but anyway, that's when he turned around and went back in the stage door after I asked him where he wanted to be, and he said, I'm fucked if I know and stuff. But that was, I'll never forget that experience in a hurry. That was my experience of meeting David Soul. That's something I never thought I'd get to do, actually, meet David Soul. The guy was in Dirty Harry, Magnum Force and stuff. He also made a TV series that probably most people don't remember, called The Yellow Rose, which I think was a complete flop. But I used to watch it sometimes on ITV in the middle of the night, around between 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning. They showed a few episodes of that. And he also did another TV series which I think was a flop. It was based on the Humphrey Bogart movie Casablanca. And the TV series was also called Casablanca. Remember that one? I used to watch some episodes of that as well. And what else was he in? Well, he's been in quite a few things. I can't think of everything right now. He made quite a few TV movies. I think he did one called Dog Pound Shuffle. I'm not sure if that was a TV movie or a made for the cinema one, but it was with somebody called Ron Moody. But I haven't seen that one. I just know he did it, and he did. I think it was something like Grave. I don't know. I forget the title of the other one. Something it's like about a haunted house, but I can't remember the title. Something like Haunting of Hill House or Grave something. I can't remember the exact title. But he's done quite a few things. Oh, he did that one with Dolph Lundgren. I've got it on Blu-ray. What's it called again? Oh, Pentathlon. That's the one. I still haven't watched that one probably yet. I've seen a bit of it on when it was on the television on Sky, but I haven't actually watched the Blu-ray. But it was him and Dolph Lundgren. Dolph Lundgren plays a Russian athlete, I think, in the film, and he's like his coach or something. So I must eventually watch that one at some point. But I think that's pretty much most of the ones I met. My brother once met a local TV newsreader and TV presenter called Bill Steele from Tyne Tees Television when we were at Newcastle Exhibition Park once many years ago. And my brother got to talk to him because he sort of like pretended he was on like TV with him with a camera set up. He was like interviewing him and stuff. But I didn't go on it, but I was just watching him do that. But that's pretty much it. Yep, that was my... I think that's all the famous people I've met. I did once meet somebody called Sheila Graber. But I'm sure nobody watching this video will know who the hell she is. But I did hear that she used to work on the Paddington Bear TV show. And she did a lot of the animation on that show, apparently. That's what I heard anyway. But I met her once. That was it when I was back at college years ago. Anyway, that's pretty much it for now. So if you've got any stories about famous people that you've met and you don't mind telling us about them, get in touch and tell us in the comments or what have you, and I'll be interested to hear what what happened when you met these people and stuff. So I'd just like to thank you all very much for watching this video again, and I shall catch you all in the next one. So thanks very much for watching again, and bye for now. Ta-ra!